Well, good morning, everyone. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. As you may recall, from 2025, I had received information from YouTube that I was starting my 5th year on YouTube. Now, if you, but you may not have realized, or may not have said at the time, that that was when I actually named a YouTube channel and set it up. But I didn't have any videos until 2021. So this year, in 2026, I'm celebrating the official 5 years of my channel having videos on it. And so I'm going to talk about a handful of those videos today, because I did upload every day of the week for years, including starting in 2021. And this first one we're going to talk about is titled Restored 19th Century Adirondack Style Gazebo. And that one, even though I had filmed, oh my God, it's like 13 videos in Lakeview Cemetery, which is where the gazebo is located, I didn't like any of them, not a single one. And I had filmed in February of that month. This one didn't go live until April 15, 2021. But it was really exciting to see it. And again, this is located in Lakeview Cemetery in Burlington, Vermont. It was on the wish list of the Friends of Lakeview Cemetery, as I recall. They had really wanted to restore it and put it back in the cemetery. So when I saw that, I was super excited and wanted to share that with you. So what you wouldn't know is I had an article from the Burlington Free Press I was referencing. Nowadays, I just read the material because I have no more recall, apparently, unless I'm telling stories, personal stories. But so I wasn't reading at that time. I was trying to remember what I was trying to say. And so if you can picture this, I've got a piece of paper in my hands with the article on it. And it, Adirondack style. All I needed to remember was the phrase Adirondack style, which I couldn't. As soon as I turned the camera on, I would introduce myself and had to say it was in the Adirondack style. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it at all. I'm pretty sure I had to read it off the sheet, which is, it was embarrassing at the time, and now I just shrug. You know, nobody could see me. I wasn't in my own videos for years. But that was my very first video that I was willing to publish, and it's a beautiful gazebo in the Adirondack style, which means it's made out of sticks, really. Another one I want to celebrate is a video that's actually a series of photographs. I had wanted to share with people my experience of visiting the Queen Mary, which is docked in Long Beach, California. So the Queen Mary in photos, this is how terrible my titles were. The Queen Mary in photographs taken in October 2018, because everybody thinks that's an exciting title. I've got to go back and rename these doggone videos so that people actually watch them. This was published in November 7, 2021. I mean, it only had 52 views. So, but the Queen Mary was a very interesting ship. So the backstory of that, oh, there we go, there's my channel. And all those videos are from 2021, and I'm only highlighting a handful of them. I wanted to go to California back in 2018 to visit the King Tut exhibit, which was being shown at the California Science Museum. I was talking to a friend of mine who, I told her that this is what I was going to do, and she wasn't interested in going to the museum. But then we were talking for a while, and she said that, well, it sounds kind of interesting. Once I explained that was the only venue it was going to be in the United States, and then it was whisking the King Tut's items were whisking off to France and Europe and, and no other place. So she decided she wanted to go, and we decided about a bunch of other places to visit, and one of them was the Queen Mary. I didn't have a channel back in 2018. Yeah, these are the exhibits from King Tut. Aren't they amazing? They're amazing. Which, by the way, if you are interested in seeing one of these exhibits, I can't recommend it enough. It was worth whatever I paid for the entrance fee. Just so you know, King Tut and that beautiful mask can no longer travel. They are too frail. Given King Tut is thousands of years old, that's pretty darn good for him. But yeah, amazing photographs, amazing items. Yeah. One place, since we were staying at a Super 8 in Los Angeles, I mean, we were like 20 minutes from every place we wanted to go to. 20 minutes. Mind you, Los Angeles with traffic, 20 minutes is, what, 2 hours? But I thought since we were so close to Long Beach, it's the next city over from LA, I always wanted to see the Queen Mary, which we went to. So the backstory on that piece, that alone, I had looked online at the Queen Mary to see how much, that's on the way to Queen Mary. I love industrial stuff, and there she is in all her glory. I looked online, and the tickets to see the exhibits were heart-stopping. And I decided we can take our chances at the window, because sometimes at the window, the prices are lower. So we're there in October. And in October, at least at that time, there was a company that offers these haunted tours of the vessel because it's reputedly haunted. So since about 2/3 of the ship was taken up by this company, the ticket prices had been vastly reduced. So my friend got a senior discount because she was actually a senior, and although I have not dark brown hair anymore, I still don't qualify for senior discounts in most places, even now. But between not being able to hear the woman through that, I'm guessing is bulletproof glass, where she had like a voice hole to talk out of, I was pretty exasperated when I said, well, I feel like I deserve a senior discount. And she shrugged, said, oh, you can have one too. So we went in for really cheap. We got to go on I think it was all 3 tours. And that was really fantastic, because otherwise it's very pricey. But if you're going to go, I recommend going. It was amazing. One of the tours we took us all the way to the bottom of the ship. This is a double-hulled ship, except for the very bottom, which is single-hulled. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Wouldn't you want double-hulling all the way down to the bottom of the water? Are we playing Titanic? Anyway, the only tour I would say was dreadful was because of the tour guide. That's usually why a tour is dreadful. It was the haunted tour. I was really looking forward to that one too. And so the tour guide told us up front, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't care what you believe. Don't tell that. Don't ever say that to your tourists. Don't ever say that to the people on your tour if you don't believe in ghosts. Keep your mouth shut. Super nice guy, but kind of tone deaf on that. And he was telling us a story. We're in a room. It was a spooky story. I know I had goosebumps, and I'm guessing other people did too. And after we're all scared, he cracks a joke. Anyway, it boggles the mind. Our first tour guide gave us a general tour of the ship, and you either loved his voice or could tolerate his voice, or you could not. And a lot of people around us hated his voice. He had a lot of information to share, and he had no index cards or pieces of paper or anything to refer back to. So he had memorized this script in a sing-song manner. So he talked like this, which can be annoying, but he also remembered everything. So I liked what he had to say. I thought he was interesting. And just be aware that sometimes people memorize a script like that, because actually I experienced it at Hoover Dam as well. But anyway, this is the Queen Mary, and fabulous. There's a lot of walking. You will get exercise. They sell food on the ship, which ain't cheap, but it is a tourist attraction. It's a huge boat and ship, and it's still worth being spending a lot of money on the ship itself, but it's really worth all of it. Coming back into Vermont is the Winooski Block interior photos of 2021. I've always loved the Winooski Block. If you're driving into Winooski from Burlington, you'll see the Winooski Block. It's this long brick building with these gorgeous cast iron accents. Yeah, there she is right there. Lots of businesses over the years, and in 2021, these are photographs. I was filming, but I didn't feel comfortable filming inside back in the day. I have no qualms about that now. I do ask permission, and I'm not turned down very often. So these were photographs I took of things I thought were interesting inside. Clearly, the bits and bobs you could see beyond the drop ceiling. Love that place, because I love old stuff. What's my channel called? Traveling for History. So yeah, and I love that kind of perspective, looking up at the light fixtures in the tops of the columns, which you really can't see under the awnings in front. Fun stuff. And of course, there was some free advertising whenever I caught the name of a store in there too. Let's talk about my 2021 behind the scenes video. Now, I don't, this was my first of this type of video on my channel. And it ran long, over 41 minutes. And the reason for that video was I was celebrating my first 100 subscribers to my channel. So, yeah, terrible. Terrible. It does show how much weight I've lost, though. So that's a plus. And that's such an odd angle. On a side note, that white thing to the left of my head, that is a display piece from Bath & Body Works. It's a claw-footed bathtub. But I wanted to celebrate. The deal was if I hit 100 subscribers, I would offer this behind-the-scenes video on my equipment and all that kind of stuff. So, and now I have over 1,400 subscribers, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed to my channel, or here on CCTV, Town Meeting TV, or my Traveling for History channel, please subscribe. It'd be great to hit 1,500. I know, by the end of March. Alrighty, so that was the purpose of that video, and up next, oh yeah, there we go. I did actually a show on here where I talked about equipment, and I think I referred back to this video here so you could see more about that piece of equipment there. They don't sell it anymore, by the way, on Amazon. Moving on to the Rockingham, Vermont Meeting House Cemetery. Something I want to mention about Rockingham, period, was that was the first time I actually traveled a longer distance from home. I want to say Rockingham was like a 3-hour drive. It was a long drive. That's the meeting house. And I did film the exterior of that, but the cemetery is right next door to it. And I love when it's obvious where the cemetery is located, when they tell you it's the Rockingham Meeting House Cemetery. So I love that. That's a really big building, though. But as you know, I do film a lot of cemeteries on my channel, and I just love them. What I liked about this particular cemetery was how old those doggone headstones were. Holy cow, really, 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 really old. The 1700s and all that, which I've always found interesting. But it also had, when you see the, see, look at that. It certainly had its share of old headstones, and as you can see, the gates were open, so you can just walk in to the cemetery. Most cemeteries, at least in Vermont, and I think even in Arizona when I was filming there, are usually open dusk till dawn. They don't really want people, municipalities don't really want people to spend the night in cemeteries. And I think a lot of people are kind of afraid to be in a cemetery anyway, which is always fascinating to me. The dead don't want us, really. Now, I filmed this is an October 29, 2021 show. The New Haven Junction Depot will be moved. I am fascinated by train stuff. I really am. It's one of my favorite things to film, and if you have watched my channel for a while, then you likely know that I have filmed the train and things at the Shelburne Museum, but this is the New Haven Junction Depot. It was going to be moved, and there it is. Isn't that a beautiful place? Now, the reason it had to be moved was the tracks in front of it are Amtrak tracks, and Amtrak gave the town two choices. Because the train traveled too close to the depot, it wasn't safe for either the depot or Amtrak. So the town had two choices, either move it or tear it down. So thankfully, the town decided to move it. I'm really thrilled to say that I captured it just a handful of months before it was actually moved. It was moved in January 2022, and I know that because someone wrote in the comments that that was the case, that it had been moved in January 2022. So I filmed that in October, end of October 2022, because the initial date, I think, was supposed to be in November. Fun fact on that, I was filming, as you can see from there, and I was about to start crossing those tracks in just a couple of minutes when suddenly there was an Amtrak train that came through, startled the bejesus out of me. I jumped back because who wants to become a stain? It's not going to be much of you left of you. But yeah, it was only a two-car, an engine and a car, as I recall, that went by. But holy nuts, it scared the bejesus out of me. I had missed you can see to the right there all the road, because it crosses the road right there. And I missed all the lights and the sounds of that because I was filming. I'm very focused when I'm filming. But I couldn't go in because it was closed up. So all you'll see is when I put my camera up to the windows. So as I understand it, it's near town buildings, and I think the windows are boarded up, at least some of them perhaps. But the goal is to restore the building and then use it for other purposes. Excuse me. I filmed the John Trono block in Winooski, Vermont. That's an August 24, 2021 show. And that was a request. Somebody had requested that, and I found information on it and filmed it. To be honest, I can't remember much about the building itself. What I wanted to talk about, though, see, there's that one in the middle with the blue on the bottom. That's the Trono building, the Trono block building. And what came of that was when I posted it to Facebook, and people there were talking about Mr. Trono. Now, this is not the same John Trono, but Mr. Trono was my geometry teacher when I was in high school. And I was wondering, I had commented, I think, in the video about him. I wondered if he were still alive. And on Facebook, people were saying, oh, yeah. He was a family member of these different people on Facebook, and they were saying that he was still alive. He was 90-something. They shared a photograph of him, which I did not share here. Not my photograph, not my property, not going to share. But he has since died. But the picture was him smiling and jovial, and I always remembered him as in that manner when I was in high school. So making a math class interesting, wow, that is a feat that's like, wow, Mr. Trono, you rock. Or you rocked, I guess. But that was actually kind of fun to find information on a building that was requested. I don't typically take requests. Yeah, pretty wild. And there's also the Virgins Station House, which was a November 11, 2021 TV show. Now, this building was also moved. It was in Virgins. It was moved to Ferrisburg, also locked up. It's an Amtrak station. It's used as an Amtrak station. And apparently it's far enough. Apparently they placed it so it would be far enough from those tracks. And apparently it's been restored, or at least rehabbed. But the building was locked that day, so I couldn't go inside. I think it was filmed on a Sunday. Back then, I didn't actually have a time and date stamp, as you can see from the right-hand corner. It's a beautiful building, though. You know, the idea of tearing down buildings just because they're in the way is anathema to me. So, but it's another building that was transplanted. So I'm really thrilled that the Virgins moved the building and Ferrisburg was able to accept it. So to those municipalities, thank you for that. But yeah, it's remarkable that we get to keep an historic building. As a preservationist, I'm all for that. Yes, it's more expensive. Is it worth it? Of course. What modern building is going to last the number of years that this one has? Waiting for an answer. I don't think too many will survive. So this was the collection of videos I really wanted to share with you from 2021, since I'm celebrating my 5th anniversary of uploading videos to YouTube. It's such an honor to be able to share things, especially since I have filmed 3 buildings, 3, that have since been demolished. I don't have any dates on that. It's funny, when I type in when I try to go to look at my 2021 videos, if I type them in on my channel, it only shows me 3 videos, and one of them isn't even from 2021. So, but that's my channel, and my logo there. I snapped that picture myself. It's from a ghost town. So I'm going to be offering shows like this periodically through the year because I want to celebrate these amazing places. But I'll show you the demolished buildings in upcoming shows. But yeah, this has been this is amazing, amazing stuff, and very proud of my work, and thrilled that people subscribe to my channel. It makes me very happy that all the work I put in, that you're enjoying. So, for this year, on this TV show, I hope to bring you some guests, and I do have some I'm talking to now, and more stories from my travels. So, until I see you again, this is Patricia, and I'm traveling for history. Appreciate your watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye now.